Greetings, Earthlings. You are about to get into Aaron's Untitled Interview Show. Such good questions. This is CJ from Ladies Launch.
Welcome to Aaron's Untitled Interview Show. This is a podcast where I talk to some of my favorite people about things I want to talk to them about. Up today, I got my boy Polo, 1/5 of the Black Astronauts podcast. What up, Polo?
What it do, Aaron? Man. Nice to be here. I guess that's what you say. I'm trying to think of, what's this show, James Lipton? It's nice to be here.
Actor Studio.
Yeah. It's nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You nice to be home, nigga. Nice to be home. This ain't nothing new.
Yeah, true. You're right. And I just had to make it sound professional. It's nice to be here.
Well, the listeners definitely know that we are not very professional. Let's just get that out the way.
You're right.
So, Polo brother, tell me about yourself, man. Like, we don't know a lot about you, man. Like, we always hear about what all the misadventures of Polo and Rock and Feek. Like, so tell me about yourself, man. What was your upbringing, when you were younger, things like that?
Man, wow. And I'm glad we didn't rehearse for these questions because I wanted it to be unfiltered as possible. I'm just, man, damn, you want me to, in the beginning? Nah.
Well, I mean, because I know more about your history, but, they don't kind of understand. Just let them know where you came from.
All right. Well, I was born out of Augusta, Georgia, raised in Decatur, Georgia, to two loving parents. A lot of people don't know, but I am adopted. You know what I'm saying? And I was adopted at around about 7 months old. So I have no idea, nor do I remember what occurred. My parents told me when I was 11. And, of course, I was, as an 11-year-old, I was like, what is adoption? And, my parents told me, and they always been, I view my parents as my parents.
Absolutely.
But it's just, that was just interesting. But as far as everything else, man, went to high school in DeKalb County. What else, man? Got my heart broken by my first girlfriend, as a beta man, that shit hits you. That shit hits you hard, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I remember she slept with my best friend, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
So we just gonna get into it. That's
just get into it. You want to know what makes me? I was born. This comedy or whatever you want to call it comes from a place of hurt, man. And sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, man. But man. So yeah, I was wearing pink flamingo flyaways, white bell bottom pants, and that don't get it twisted. This is in the 90s. And, Buster Brown shoes, because I was flat footed. That add to it. I'm flat footed. So, I'm wearing these, special, shoes for older people for support. And, so I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, nah, baby, this is a style. This is coming back.
I'm bringing it back, baby.
And you know, the messed up part about it was actually bell bottoms did come back. They did make a comeback for a brief moment in the 90s, but it was not around the time that I was wearing.
I was about to say, I thought you probably was not the coolest nigga on the face of the planet.
Yeah, no. While I was wearing them, they were hated. I got Joan on every day. You know, try being a big nigga wearing flyaways, nigga. First of all, you know, as a big nigga, you want to be fresh. You know what I'm saying? You don't, you know, you off top, you just got to be fresh. Like, you know, you already got, you know, not saying that, you know, big niggas can't do it. I mean, we do it as well. You know, we do it. Sometimes we do it better than the skinny niggas, but, you know, it's just a thing, you know, it's already, you know, a stereotype that this nigga probably stank.
Right.
You know, a nigga fart, they look at your ass first. Like, you know, like we always get looked at first when something stank. You know what I'm saying? So I always try, and ever since then, you know, I always tried to step up my game as far as dressing. But, nah, man, I was big, man, and, you know, shit, wearing bell bottoms and, you know, flyaways every day, flyaway. I remember my dad had this damn leather jacket from the Mac. It was one of them long leather trench coats.
The trench coat game?
Yeah, man. That shit went all the way down, but I was like, hey.
Hey, man, I bet you wish you had that trench coat now.
Oh, now it'd be fresh.
Yeah.
But as a damn 8th grader, that shit was frowned upon. Yeah, that shit was, that was a grown ass man jacket. I ain't gonna even lie. That was a grown ass man coat. But in the 8th grade, them girls didn't understand that. They wasn't understanding that type of swag back then.
They probably thinking about it right now. Like, I wonder where Polo's at.
Man,
that nigga was fly.
Dude, that shit had the big buttons. Like, I don't know if niggas know about, you know, 70s clothing, but they had the fucking buttons that was like, that shit looked like it was big as the bottom of a damn Coke can. That shit was big. You would take about 10 minutes to button that motherfucker. Like, you had to really get that thing in the hole, and that hole just fit the button. So you had to know that you wanted to take your ass outside when you put on that coat. Like, you was not taking off that coat no time soon. You would go indoors with that coat because you know you finna go back outside. So yeah, man. That's pretty much it, man. With older parents, you know, but I definitely appreciate, you know, that old school wisdom that they instilled in me, man, because that's just something that you just don't get that. You know, unless you go over your grandparents' house every day. But I had parents that were older than some grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. So, like, you know, we're into the, you know, the college age. Let's say we got out of high school.
All right.
You know, you cool. You know, Shaft is in the background.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You done made it to, you know, your college. Talk to us about that college experience and how it differed from your experience growing up in high school.
All right. Well, in high school, man, you know, like I said, I was with one girl throughout all of high school. Like, pretty much from like 8th grade until 12th grade, I was with the same girl. Man, matter of fact, we was together like 7 years. So, like, literally, we broke up like the end of my freshman year in college. So, you know, I guess as a man that was in a relationship, I really didn't care how I dressed. Because I was like, I got somebody. It ain't like I'm trying to, you know. At that time, I was going through my I just want to buy CDs phase. I didn't care nothing about clothes as long as I had a Discman and some CDs. Listening to some music, because that's how you caught me. You caught me with my headphones, my Discman. And that's all I cared about. I didn't care about my clothes. So once I got to, you know, college, you know, my freshman year, I wasn't wearing bell bottoms no more. But shit, motherfucker was wearing some khakis with a hole in that motherfucker. Like, I just didn't care about clothes. So that, I guess that, you know, that kind of rubbed off on me when I got to college. I was just like, you know, my parents kind of rubbed off on me. Like, I'm just going to save my money and spend it on shit that I like. So, you know, I just didn't care about clothes. So that, other than that, I mean, the funny story about college though, and you know, I went straight out of high school to college. I went to a predominantly white university, and I went like straight out. Like maybe it was like 2-3 weeks later, I was in college after I graduated high school.
Oh wow!
And, yeah, I flunked the fuck out. Like I like my freshman year there, I flunked out. Luckily, they I guess you call it expunged. They erased it, like I never went there. Shout out to my mom working there. Shout out to my mom.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. She was a professor there. But so I kind of sat down for like a summer. And, I was just kind of like, man, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, I was working, so I was like, am I going to continue working or I'm going to go to college? And I just didn't know what college because I felt like I failed. I was like, shit, well, I failed, so I don't think I can go to another college and do well. I was, kind of down on myself. And one of my best friends that lived across the street from me, he was like, man, I'm going to Clark, Atlanta, man. They have an orientation now. Why don't you come up with me one day? Or no, 2 days. He asked me the same day. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of good on, college or whatever. He was like, man, you ain't doing nothing else. He was like, come on with me. So I was like, all right, I'll go. And I went with him. And when I tell you, it was such a transformative experience, man. It was just, sometimes, I don't know, it's just, it's moments in your life when you realize how real God is. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you just like, you going about your business and you're looking for that revelation and you're not finding it. And, not to get too deep, but, yeah, man, like I went, I'm going to get a little niggerish again. I went and, went to the orientation, man. The shit was great. At the end of the day, the Kappas had a luau and, that shit was wonderful. I came home and I asked my parents, I begged my parents to go to Clark, Atlanta. I was just like, I know I want to go to school. I want to go to Clark. Now, as you heard that I said, my mom was a professor at the school. So I went to the first school, the PWCU for, free, pretty much. It was pretty much free.
Yeah.
Clark Atlanta University is a private, college, university. And yeah, that shit is expensive.
Oh yeah.
So, it wasn't like I had hope, that no scholarships. Parents had to come out of the pocket. So, like I said, I pretty much begged them to go. And I think I think they were just happy that I was, reinvigorated to go back to school. So, yeah, man, the rest is history, man. I always thank my friend for that because I literally, I don't know where I would be if he didn't, be like, hey, come with me to orientation. I never would have met, Blurman. I never would have met Rock. Never would have met you. Never would have met, it's just things that just kind of fell in place from going to school that day.
Yeah, man, that's definitely a good friend to think about it.
And he's a Sigma now. So
well, go by. Absolutely.
It was just great, man. He just called me out the blue one day, a long time ago. He was like, yeah, he was like, Blue 5. I was like, nigga.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Like my little brother, Bizzle's, K Bizzle's, brother, my brother-in-law. Yeah. He called me. It was like, first thing he said was greetings. I was like, nigga, quit.
Yeah, I was like,
cut it out.
Yeah.
You ain't.
Yeah, I was like, that's the same way I was like, man, you playing. And he was like, yeah, because he didn't call me. I guess he knew not to call me because I would have got him. Wow. So he knew not to call me, but he called me after he crossed, man. That was one of the happy, because literally, and and one of my other best friends from back in the days found out he was a Sigma as well. So it's literally everybody, and it wasn't by design. Everybody I know that I'm close with are Sigmas. So I was just like, I never would have had that if I didn't go to school.
Yeah,
so
absolutely,
yeah, it's real. So
speaking about Sigma, like you kicking in the AUC, you chilling. Polo then finally started to become Polo.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? You didn't got up out of the holy pants.
Yeah.
Because college will do that to you. I won't lie, like, I was not a bum, but I looked like a hoodlum. Like, I dress in the hoodie 24/7.
That's how, yeah. Yeah.
But,
literally, it wasn't even me. It was meeting, my girlfriend, now wife, but then girlfriend, who went to Marshall. Shout out to Marshall. And bought me a couple of Polo shirts. Because I was just staunchly against wearing anything that was, trying to be stylish. I just didn't care about, as far as dressing, putting clothes on. and she bought me a couple of polo shirts, man, and she bought me some nice little polo khakis. And I remember going home and putting it on. You know, I don't know where I was. I think I just had to wear something. You know how you go to like convocations or something where you know had to put on. So it was just something like I just wore like a polo shirt and some khakis that day. And I looked at myself. I was like, damn. You was one handsome motherfucker. So I was just like, shit, like, okay, so this how it feels to, you know, put on some clothes. And no lie, it was like an epiphany from that day on. I was just like, I just want to buy clothes, man. I like clothes now. So I stopped buying CDs. I started burning them motherfuckers. Shout out to the shit. Right. I was going to say shout out to them motherfuckers. No, I downloaded from iTunes. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Shoot. Please don't steal our stuff when we become
Please
famous.
don't. Please don't. We love y'all. We love y'all. And I just started saving my money. And so basically college did bring, you know, who you know to be Polo. You know, that college and having a woman that look at you in a nice way that, you know, cleans you up a little bit.
Shout out to Mrs. Polo. I know she ain't gonna listen.
Yeah.
But, man, you need to sit her down for this one part.
Yeah. I think that she need to know. She knows this though. Like she knows that she created the monster. Like, you know, I wasn't nothing like that. Like I literally, like if you would know me then, like I literally would probably wear the same pants like twice in a week. Like I just didn't care. So,
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that right now. Actually, as long as they're jeans. You know
shit. It don't matter. It'd be slacks. Shit, I put on the suit twice, nigga. I don't care. Like, I didn't care at that time. So yeah. I mean, really, that was it. And you know.
So you meet Rock. You meet Feet.
Yeah.
How does that experience go? Because it seems like you all were pretty tight.
Yeah, man. You know, me and Rock were online together. He was the deuce. The ace dropped soft as hell. You know what I'm saying? He dropped. Gave us some bullshit excuse, but that's neither here nor there. So
you sound a little like here or there to me, nigga.
Now, I mean, just to touch on it quickly, when I first became interested in Sigma, you know how you had a little meetup, you know, so the first 3 people that met up, you know, as far as, you know, the line was the ace, the deuce, which is Rock, and me. You know, we were the first, so we became kind of tight before everybody else came into the fold. And it got to the point, like, we about almost halfway through, you know, done really got, you know, most of the hard part out the way. And he was like, man, I gotta quit, man. And I'm like, wow, what's up? He was like, man, my dad said he ain't gonna pay for my education or whatever, you know, if he stays online. So we was like, man, when I tell you, like, we was all trying to get together and pool our money together. Like, we was like, nah, man, we'll keep you in school, man. We'll do what we got to do. Like, we literally, like, you know, pulling money from wherever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And come to find out he was lying, man. He just didn't want to do it. So,
wow.
Yeah, shout out to that whack nigga.
He couldn't hack it, so he had to pack
it, man. Yeah, pretty much. That's what happened. But that's neither here nor there. Enough of that.
Right.
Yeah, man. You know, me and Rock was online. Feek was our ADP, assistant dean.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, but the only part that blows my mind is because I forgot Feek crossed the same year I crossed. So it's a good possibility I could have been y'all ADP too.
Could have.
And seeing how close we are, like, that would have been, oh my God, I couldn't imagine Feek being my ADP.
Dude, when I tell you he was the fucking worst. Of course, now it's funny. I mean, of course, it's just all ha. But when I tell you, he was a nigga to be like, oh, y'all want to do this? Oh, I don't care. It's going to make me laugh. Y'all do this. So you can imagine how much of an asshole he is, right? He was more of he was an asshole, as an ADP. So really, I think the DP saved us a lot from Blurman's wrath. But Blurman was always cool though. I mean, he wasn't like, cause you know, you had some people when you're online, they be assholes and you just hate them once you cross. Like, you just like, dude, don't even come around me. I'm good. But, Nah, he was always Blurman was cool, and he always, the first time I met Blurman, Magic Johnson had a TGI Fridays at Greenbrier. Anybody know about Atlanta? Greenbrier Mall. It was Magic Johnson had a TGI Fridays. So when I was first getting online, he took me. We was just talking, building, and when he picked me up, this nigga was playing Megadeth. He was playing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was blasting that shit on the Atlanta University Center campus. Like, he was just like he was playing some damn Outkast. Like, he was blasting that shit out of that Maxwell. And I was just like, he was just different.
Yeah.
I was just like, I never met, too many. I mean, I'm from Decatur, so I never met too many brothers blasting rock music and playing rock music like all the time, but still love hip hop as well. So, he was just, I kind of was amazed at that. So me rocking Blurman, we once we crossed, me and Rock crossed, the reason why we got so close because other niggas that we was online with got ghosts. Like one of my LBs, he had a child, so I mean that took that. I mean he had to grow up quick. You know what I'm saying? Another LB, he just wanted his letters. He got the hell on. Another one of my LBs, he just wasn't really there. So it really was kind of like me, Feek and Rock. We was holding it down. So, that's how we became close. We were the ones that was trying to get the requisitions, trying to, put on events, trying to make sure everything, appearance was good and stuff like that. So, trying to, we were literally A. Langston Taylor, Charles I. Brown. Yeah, we was doing it. So, that's how we became tight, man. And, yeah, man.
So getting into that, like, so you graduated, everything's good. You don't talk to Rock and Feek as much as you used to, but you still pretty much talk to him.
Yeah.
But what happens when, I think Rock calls you, because Rock and Feek might have called you at the time and said, hey, my boy is doing something and we want you to be a part of it. And it wound up being BAP. So what were your first thoughts when you really heard about us trying to do this podcast thing?
Dude, I trust them dudes. So whatever they with, I'm with. And that's literal. So whatever, when they came to me and approached me with it, I trust them. So, I mean, I immediately said, yeah. I was just like, it wasn't no trepidation or hesitation on my part. He was like, I literally do not remember meeting him. And maybe because it was just dark on that deck, when I was DJing or whatever.
I was there too. That's what I'm saying. I was there.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Because I was like, maybe it was just, I just wasn't. I don't know what happened. But when they came to me with the, they didn't even tell me what was going on. They just was like, yo, we want to do something and we want you to be a part of it. My friend, want you to be a part of it. And I was just like, all right, good, cool, I'm bet. Because but don't get that shit twisted. There's not many people that can call me with shit like that and I'd be like, bet. It's only a few, and right. Those just happen to be two of the few people that can do that. So yeah, man, and the rest is history with that.
Yeah, man. Like, do you remember the first meeting we had? It was so long ago.
Yeah, it was a minute ago. Man.
What y'all don't realize? We planned this stuff out. We planned out before we recorded our first show. Well, we had like 3 or 4 like business meetings and
yeah. Aaron, like, yo, this my baby, man. This my baby. I'm trying to do it, man. And Aaron, we had like 4 or 5 business meetings even before getting on the air. Like, it wasn't just like, hey, we together, let's get on the air. No, it wasn't like that at all. No, a lot of planning and a lot of meetings went into this labor of love that you now know as BAP.
And that's funny. Like, I did those meetings for 2 reasons. One is because we needed to get some sense about us. Remember the reviews we said that wound up being like a 3-hour meeting?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
So when we wound up doing that, my real idea was for us to talk. and to see if this was real. And because after that first meeting, I was like, oh shit, we got something here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens after that? Let's say the first show. Like, you think it's going to be good, but you never know. Remember when I first called y'all and said, hey, the show is out, and we had like, I think it was like 25 downloads.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh man, 25 downloads. This is awesome.
Yeah, I do. I was like, damn, 25 people wanted to listen to us? Damn, we fake famous. Fake famous.
And by the end of that week, I think we had a significant amount more.
Yeah.
And you couldn't tell us shit.
We were definitely, boy, I was walking around with my chest poked out. Like, I was just like, hey, you can't tell me shit. I'm Polo on the BAP. You can't tell me shit.
Right.
Let me in here, bruh. Don't you know who I am? You know what I'm saying?
That quickly got knocked down when we had to record another show and realized we needed all this shit like mics and stuff.
Pretty much, yes.
So.
You know, and I just remember, you know, just the trial and error, just the shh, you know, all the noise, God, and just just the craziness. But man, it was just, man, when I think about it, man, and just to know how many shows we done put down, and dudes, some classic material, just some funny shit, just homies, just shooting the breeze, really. And, you know, just, you know, people appreciating that, man. It's humbling. It really is, you know, that people take the time out of their day to listen to us, man. I definitely appreciate it. I don't take that for granted.
So, along those lines, give me a funny story about when we first started. Do you have any, like, moments that stick out in your head?
Shit, man. Wow, that's put me on the spot on that one. Man.
It don't have to necessarily be funny, but just something that sticks out in your head.
Something that sticks out in my head. When Rock fucking went to sleep, man. Dude, this nigga went to sleep mid. I don't know. I guess it was somebody else's segment. I don't know whose segment. Was it Blurman's segment?
I think it was Blurman's segment.
This nigga went to sleep straight snoring all in everybody's ear. That was hilarious. Like, I literally have never, that just never happened. I never heard somebody fall asleep live on the show. So that was, I think that's one of the funniest moments to me. Like, I just crack the hell up every time I think about him just dozing off. Like, I can just picture him at his computer desk, you know, with his hand on it. His head on his hand, and his head slipping off. You know what I'm saying?
That was good. That was good because we were yelling his name and he wouldn't wake up.
Yeah, like
he had to call his wife.
That nigga was in that REM sleep. Like, that nigga was gone.
No, remember he woke up like, I'm up.
You know, he woke up like he knew niggas was talking about him. He woke up like, I know y'all staring at me. Like, yeah, I'm here. I'm good. So yeah, I think, man, that's one of the funniest moments to me, man.
Yeah, man. That was, we've just had so many good times, but like going into the BAP, man, like, let's be honest. We didn't know each other. Like, y'all knew like each other, but I didn't really know everybody, like, to the point I know everybody now.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it strengthened your bond with those guys? And, you know, like, how do you feel like podcasting, man? It's been a year and a half. And, you know, we still doing it. So obviously you like it.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, what do you like about podcasting, man?
I like a chance to kind of shoot the shit, really, honestly. You know, it's like sometimes, you know, we're all busy, you know, and especially now. I mean, you're a new parent, Rock a parent, Blurman a parent, you know, and I'm just doing shit, just all out everywhere all the time. So sometimes it's just good to kind of, kind of corral it in and just kind of just shoot the shit with your partners for a minute and, you know, call it a show, you know. Yeah. But, that's what I like, man. What I like the most is just being able to kind of just joke and talk about issues and just shoot the shit. That's it.
What about what about the other shows? Do you get a chance to listen to like the Ladies Lounge and, you know, stuff like that, you know, once or twice? Yes.
I always tell Ken that she just has a beautiful mind. Like, her mind, you know, it just as a sister, she just makes me happy to be, you know, called a brother, you know what I'm saying? And just I just love listening to her insight, because I just really feel like she's just the smarty arts of niggas. Like she's a smarty art nigga. Kai, of course, man, musically, definitely one of the, her mind is, like we vibe music. Like most of the music she likes, I like. And I just think like she has a good ear for music. CJ, I mean, of course, I mean, her niggerdom definitely keeps me laughing, man. Like just her quick wit, you know what I'm saying? And just being able to just, have that sharp tongue. I like that. So yeah, man, dude, Ladies Launch, man, is probably one of my, besides listening to BAP, it's one of the shows I probably listen to the most. But I like listening. I just like listening to people who have a good mind and a good ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just, some that I'm gonna learn some, but I'm also gonna laugh. Sometimes I like when people have a different insight on something, and it it kind of changes the way I view something, because I may, be strongly opinionated about something, and I listen to them and I'm kind of like, I never thought about it that way. I like it. So, I like Rod and Karen for that reason. Yeah, man. So yeah.
So along those lines, we've had some pretty strong guests. Who were probably some of your most, like, your favorite people to work with so far?
Favorite people. Besides Rod and Karen, I'd probably say, damn, man, don't put me on the spot. I'm trying to think of their names. Is it Beating the Block?
Oh, Beating the Block. Yeah,
Beating the Block.
Wait a minute. Where's the Beating the Block show? Uh-oh. I'm going to need to check the feed, because that's not on there.
Yeah, Cyber Soldier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Those were,
Montoya's and Kevo.
That's why I couldn't think of the fucking name. Nigga name is Montoya. I'm thinking, man, for some reason I was just thinking Bun B, because to me he sounded like Bun B, but I couldn't think of his name. But yeah, man, the Beating Down the Block, I think those are, because I just love talking about music. So that whole time I think we just talked about music and our favorite artists and stuff. So those were my favorite guests. Shout out to Montoya.
Montoya's.
I'm sorry. Shout out to Montoya's.
No, you good.
Shout out,
And Kevo.
Yeah.
The homies. Beating the Block.com. Check them out.
I hope y'all still doing the thing, man, because I listen, man. I like listening to y'all show. I like people that know about music. I'm a music guy. I like listening to hip. I'm a hip hop guy. So, I like when they came on and we was just talking, just shooting the shit about our favorite artists and, who we think is the best lyrically and stuff. So once again, shout out to my Toyas, shout out to Kevo, shout out to Beating Down the Block. Yo. For real.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, we just I always try and throw a curveball to everybody, and every one of our guests has been stellar. Like, I don't think we've ever had a bad guest. So
I don't know. I don't think so either. I mean, and shout out to man, I suck at names, man. The first guest that besides Amber. Shout out to Amber too, but besides Amber,
talking about Moody.
Moody, yes. Shout out to Moody,
big bro.
Moody is my close second favorite guest that we've had on the show, and I just enjoy, man, his commentary, and just he just got that podcast voice. Like, some niggas, they just got that voice for radio. Like he should be on somebody's show. I mean, I know he has his own show, but syndicate that man. He's definitely one of the podcast greats out here. So shout out to Moody, man.
So getting into this last little section of podcast questions, like, what do you want to come from this, man? Like, where do you want this to go? Because let's be real, it started off as my vision, but this is our vision. This has been turned into something way more than I could have ever imagined.
Word. And
like, what do you want to come from this, man?
I think more than ever, man, I just want to reach the masses. I want the world to know about Black Astronauts Podcast. I feel like what we have is something that's different. I feel like we bring a different element to the game, to a game that's already stellar. You know, it's all, I mean, everybody's doing their thing with the support your own movement, but I do want to reach the masses, man. I want everybody to know. I want us to be a household name. And hopefully one day that, you know, we get our own show on Sirius or, you know, XM or whatever, or we just pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's my dream. That's where I want it to go.
So, along those lines, what advice do you give to new podcasters, especially if it's a group of people?
If there's a group of people, make sure you like them motherfuckers. That's number one. Number one, man. Make sure that y'all cool. It'll be times, I'm pretty sure I got on Aaron's nerves. Aaron got on my nerves, but I love that, man. Absolutely. I love everybody on the show, man. But you got to make sure, you got to know that you got to keep your business tight. I mean, especially when you have multiple people on the show. You have to know that the commitment is there, and just know that the commitment is there within yourself. You know, because you know it takes work. I mean, you know, even though it's a few hours, you know, you have to take those few hours out of your day, you know, to do this, you know, this podcast thing, and you got to have, you know, content. You know, you can't just be, you know, at least, you know, if you're not funny, at least be smart. If you're not smart, you know, at least know about music. If you don't know about music, shit, I don't know what you should do. Maybe you should do the hammer dance, do a live feed or some shit. I don't know how to dance, nigga. So that's really all I can say, man. Just be dedicated to the craft. You know, if you don't get, you know, as many, you know, set realistic goals. If you don't get as many listeners as you feel, you know, that you think you should get, just keep, you know, tweaking it and don't stop it, you know, because somebody is hundreds of millions of people. There's a lot of people in this world. Somebody's going to listen to you, you know. Right. And another thing that I've always learned is that people like to listen to opinionated people. You know, even if it's not their opinion. You know, sometimes they might not agree with your opinion, but as long as you have an opinion, it'll be heard by somebody. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wise words. And my final question, man.
What's up?
So, well, I got two. Let's do two.
All right.
So I want you to tell them a funny story about Feek.
Oh, shit. Where should I start? Shit.
You know what? You already did Feek. Let's do Rock, because Rock got you on his show.
Let's see, Rock, man. Oh, shit, man. It's so many. I'm trying to pick out one of the most...
One that's radio safe. Can't be talking about being in the basement like Rock did and I had to cut it.
I think one of the... That shit was funny, being in that fucking basement. It was traumatizing at the time on some damn Silence of the Lambs type shit. But I think one of the funniest things now that I think about it was when he was enamored. But shout out to Miss Rock. I love you. But she'd know about it. The girl he was enamored with in college that he I remember the day he actually was having like a candlelight dinner. He went to Publix and he got this frozen, you know, like the frozen pasta in the bag that you just, all you got to do is probably put some water on it and put it in the pot. Like he went all out, man. He bought flowers, candles. Now keep in mind, this nigga stay in a dorm. And he shared, like, it was 3 people on each side. Like he had 2 other people that stayed on that side. They had like one common area for like all 6 people. So I don't know how he set that shit up where he just had the table for that night. But yeah, he set it up, man. And come to find out, man, she was going with this dude that was a black belt, man. That was a felon and an ice cream truck driver. So yeah, man. Like I always, he was so heartbroken that he wrote a poem. And we got this place here called the Apache Cafe. Shout out to Apache. And he did the poem, man. And it you know, the response from the ladies it was just crazy, man. Like, I guess it was funny, but it was sad. It was sunny, I guess. it was sad.
I've heard that poem. It was nothing sunny about that poem.
Yeah, it was. It's just to see it, for him to go through it and do the way he went out for that one dinner, just to find out that she went with a dude that was a Nigerian black belt ice cream truck driver felon. Yes, that shit was hilarious. And the funny shit about it was, once my brother moved on, she trying to come back. She when he was in college, she trying to come back in the picture. You like, get your ass on somewhere. Find out that he must be in jail again. No doubt. Women always do that shit. Why women? All the women that's listening, when you got a good brother went out and got you some damn frozen pasta, and he was cooking that shit. He was putting the water in that, sauteing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Brought you some flowers, lighting candles and shit. And now you want to come back after, he treats you. You find out that he treats you a little better than your felon boyfriend. You got prison bae and shit. Prison bae. Oh shit. But I guess Rock got to be kind of good with his. But man, I think the funniest thing, man, is another funny thing was with the first time that he got me to smoke weed.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I've never smoked weed in my life. Never. I never had, just never wanted to, never had the urge to. But after we crossed, I wanted to smoke something. So, he took me to his herbologist, and, and they were like the quintessential herbologists. Like, you would think a weed person's house would look exactly like this person's house looked. Like, as soon as you walked in there, it was a black light. It was a picture of Bob Marley on the wall. And they had no lights on in the house. Like, you literally walked through the shit. Their house looked like cosmic bowling and shit.
Oh, shit.
Just, your white shoelaces lighting up. You know what I'm saying? And Rock got something in a fucking, I don't know. It wasn't in a bag. It was like in a, I call it one. I'm older, so I call it one of them things like you put like the film in when you're taking it to get developed.
Yeah.
The little plastic little.
So he got the good stuff.
Yeah. I guess he was like only the best. You know what I'm saying? So, he rolled it up or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, man, I don't know, but I was just so free, I guess, released at that time that I didn't care. So I took it. Started smoking it, and I fell asleep, man. I fell asleep. That's what happened. I fell asleep. That was the last thing I remember. I was sitting on the couch smoking, and I fell asleep. And I was just like, oh, so this shit is fucking Unisom. That's all this shit is. This shit is NyQuil. I was like, I'm good. I can fall asleep by myself. I had the munchies, of course, but that's about it. So ever since then, I was just like, man, why do niggas smoke? It must have been some other shit that, that makes niggas get high. Cause I never got high. I was just, after that, I was just like, okay.
You probably didn't know though, cause you was asleep.
Okay. Well, that's true.
Yeah. Cause
that's literally, I remember probably taking maybe about 4 or 5 puffs, knocked out. That's all I remember. Passed back and forth about 3 times, and I was asleep. So maybe I was high in my sleep. So I was high in my REM. So yeah, that's about it, man. One more funny story. I keep thinking of them as we go. Mm-hmm. Another story when we crossed. Rock was like, and I think I've told this story before. He was like, man, I'm gonna get a tattoo. Because anything about Rock always does, like, he does meaningful shit. Like, I had a major moment in my life. I'm gonna grow some locks. You know what I'm saying? It's always, he always has some meaningful shit going on. So since we crossed, he wanted to get this Indinkra symbol tattoo on his back. He already had it planned out what he wanted. And he said, come on with me to the tattoo shop. So I was like, all right. It's like, I'm going to get a tattoo. Now, keep in mind, maybe this fucking weed was good weed, because that shit was the next day that we went and got this damn tattoo. He had his shit mapped out. He'd already know what he wanted. It was nothing but a thing. He already knew probably for a year that he wanted that symbol. Mm-hmm. Me, I had no fucking clue what I wanted. I was just like, I'm just gonna go get a tattoo. I just crossed. What's up? So we got there and I literally made a game time decision. Like I did not, even when I was sitting in there waiting I waited about an hour to get mine. I literally still didn't know what I wanted. So I was like, okay, I like Superman and I'm a Sigma. So I'm Super Sigma. So I literally on my arm got a Superman, like the little crest, and instead of the S, I got a Sigma sign in the middle. And it's literally the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Is I have a big ass arm and it's a small ass tattoo. Like if you blink twice, you wouldn't see it. And I've always been joning about it. And I don't show nobody it. So the only person that really sees it is my wife. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks, Rock. You helped me make all the bad decisions. Appreciate that, bruh.
Yeah, Rock has apparently let you have a ton of bad decisions.
Yes. I mean, I'm glad he ain't nobody's, leader or something like. Oh damn. No, I'm sorry. He was people's leader. Oh damn. That's all I want to say.
So, wrapping up, I kind of just wanted to first tell you, and I always tell y'all this. I'm sure y'all get tired of hearing it, but I appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you too, man.
It's definitely, something that the crew doesn't take for granted. Like when we didn't do those shows for a couple of weeks, it felt weird.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? It felt like we were missing out, and we do this to definitely have our listeners involved, and I consider our listeners family. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like y'all been here since our listeners have been here from the very beginning. We don't get a lot of new listeners all the time, so I appreciate the people that stick around. But anyway, I appreciate you, Polo. We're gonna still work on that music show. I know we've been talking about it. Though.
Yeah.
If I gotta come to Atlanta and jump off the top rope on your ass, I will.
Dude, I'm with the music, dude. I talk about music all day, man. So I'm definitely with that music show. I'm with it, man. And man, we appreciate you, man. I mean, this was your vision that became our vision. Thank you for sharing your vision with us. I count it an honor and a pleasure to know you, and to everyone to become, you to become a part of my family. So, yeah, no doubt, and I feel like this is a family. So, I do appreciate it, and I don't take that for granted. So, I appreciate you for letting us come in and share your dream, man.
No doubt, man. It's definitely our dream. So, what I was going to say is, give them the speech on why they need to listen to Black Astronauts Podcast Network. All the shows. Give them the speech, Polo.
All right, man. Let me tell your punk ass.
Damn.
No. Let me tell you why you should listen to the Black Astronaut Network. Because we do this. Like we're dedicated to this craft. Man, we have some brilliant minds. We have some funny shit to talk about. And we got love for the people, man. We got love for y'all, and we got just crazy shit that we talk about on a day-to-day basis. Shit that you would talk about with your homeboys or your homegirls. Stuff that you probably couldn't say in public, but you're like, damn, I was thinking that as well. So, dude, we just have an array of talent, array of thought-provoking conversations, and man, like I say, we do this. So that's why you should. I mean, between Ken, CJ, Kai, Blurman, Aaron, Can again, just everybody, myself, just everybody, man. We really love what we do, and we really don't take it for granted. And we appreciate everybody that listens in, and we hope and pray that you continue to listen. And spread the word, man. Tell 2 or 3 other people, man. You listen and you like it. Tell a few other people to tune in. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely going to keep it moving. and we're gonna keep this thing growing. We're gonna let everybody know about the BAP movement.
Absolutely. And Polo, where can they find you at, brother?
You can find me talking about wiping off my dick with various. You can find me at Black Astronaut 6 on Twitter or Guion Blueford McNair on Facebook, man.
No doubt.
I don't want to be known as my last tweet being talk about wiping off my dick. So let me go on and let me update that shit. That's my last tweet on that. So I'm gonna update my shit. So yeah, that's about it, man.
No doubt, man.
Appreciate being here. Thank you for having me, sir. It was an honor and a pleasure.
Absolutely. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace.